Almost a year ago, to this very day, we were in this exact same location. The Ribblehead Viaduct here in the Yorkshire Dales National Park, Yorkshire, England. Behind the snow-capped fell, Whernside Fell, which is actually where we want to head to today. Now, a year ago when I was here, my aim was to photograph the viaduct. It was to photograph, maybe get some aerial and some video of a train passing over the viaduct, which we indeed did. In fact, you know what? I think I'll pop a link up to that video right now, just to jog your memories, so there it is. But we also wanted to climb, or at least attempt to reach the summit of the Whernside Fell. The Whernside Fell is the largest fell within the Yorkshire Dales National Park. So it really is quite a challenge, especially today. Today there is a wind or gale warning in effect for England, all over England, and right here with winds 125 kilometers. Now, right now it is getting windy. It's really quite windy, but it's definitely not 125 kilometers, that's for sure. But anyhow, my aim today is to get shots of the viaduct from the summit and the climb to the Whernside Fell. So of course we did bring the 70 to 200mm lens with us today. So hey, let's start this hike and let's see how we make out today. Will we be successful? I don't know. Temperature's not too bad, but with the winds, it's going to make it a real challenge, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to accomplish the task, but we'll certainly see. Okay, let's go. Let's just take a moment and capture the absolute majesty of this viaduct. What an accomplishment. Absolutely amazing. From what I understand, this railroad travels from Carlisle to Leeds, Yorkshire. Absolutely amazing. Just ahead of us here, across the railroad track, there's a farmer tending his sheep. Sheep farming here in England, it's a huge industry. You can see the Carlisle to Leeds line. Maybe pick out the red light on the train tracks, on the path that we continue to follow this morning on our quest to the summit of the Whernside Fell. If it wasn't for this wind, it would be pretty much perfect. We've got some beautiful character developing in the sky, but the winds are horrendous. Right now, the hike continues. We're looking at man-made aqueduct along the rivers to control the flows of water, possibly for farming, who knows, but generating energy, who knows. But yeah, that's exactly what we're looking at here, or at least I believe that's what we're looking at here. Definitely man-made control of the natural water flow. Really interesting. It was probably developed quite a long time ago. Look at the view behind me. Isn't that amazing? I want to get to a slightly higher elevation, maybe capture this image with the hiking path and maybe the railroad line running towards the mountain in the distance. Beautiful. The winds continue to increase rapidly, but still, so far, so good. An absolutely beautiful view of the mountain in the distance, trees in the midground, and the dry stone wall in the foreground. Unfortunately, right now, all the light is to the left. I would love that peak to be illuminated, but it's not. However, because I'm here, I'm going to grab just a couple handheld shots. If that peak was illuminated, I would take the time to set up on the tripod and think a lot more about that shot. Unfortunately, it isn't. So I'm just going to sit you guys right in here, if I can. There you go. We're going to set up here real quick. A couple of handheld shots. Oh, and there's a train. I can hear a train, but it's below me in the track below. We're going to go to F11 ISO 100. So yeah, sorry about the rain on your lens, by the way, because it is raining now. Just a couple of handheld shots. That's pretty much all I was going to do there. I just don't have the light right now, or I don't have the light where I want it to be, but it's definitely worth a couple of handhelds. Okay. Let's continue this hike. Over in the distance, you can see a waterfall. That is one of the things that I do expect to see today on this trail. So it tells me that I am indeed on the right path, the right track to my destination. Are we going to photograph this waterfall? You know what? I'm going to say that's pretty much a given. We are going to get ourselves in a location where we can find a nice composition. We're definitely going to grab a couple of images of this waterfall today. Oh yeah. What a beautiful morning. We have some sun coming up, which is of course coming up behind me. Right now, we're looking directly west. So sometimes you never know what's going to happen next. By the way, there might be some rain falling on the lens right now. It is raining. Just had a very serious, pretty serious drawback. At some point on today's hike, the head somehow came loose, dislodged from my tripod, and just gone. Lost. This is my new tripod. So of course, when I get back home, I'll be contacting this company and expecting a new tripod or a new head for the tripod. Because that just should not happen. More importantly, right now, this is only day 2 of my 2019 Yorkshire Dales, Lake District, Cumbrian Mountains photography expedition. And on day 2, I find myself without a ball head for my tripod. What I know is I can turn this head around, or this screw here around, and it will give me a 1/4 inch thread on the other side, which means I can thread that directly to the base of my camera or to my L bracket, so I can stabilize or steady the camera. but I have no movement, no adjustment to that. That's just became a huge problem that somehow I've got to live with until I can replace this. I am going to be staying tonight and the next 6 nights in Keswick. Well, actually just outside Keswick in Braithwaite. Maybe there, I've been there before several times. Maybe there's a store, a camera shop where I can buy a ball head. I just don't recall one right now. It's a major problem. Oh well, not a damn thing I can do about it today. Okay. Okay, we're somewhat set up on the tripod. As you can see, no ball head attached directly to the plate. So I can slow down the shutter speed, but I have really minimal adjustment. The only adjustment I have are from the legs of the tripod. So it's much harder to level the camera. It's the best we can do right now. This is my composition. In the foreground, to the right, you've got a tuft of grass. You've got rocks. You've got the rapids. Excuse me. In the background, you have the waterfalls with the hills rising behind. We have. I'm just going to set a 10-second timer. Oh, sorry. I'm going to set a 2-second timer for this particular shot. If I can ever figure that out. Okay, we have a 2-second timer set. Focal length of 70mm. ISO 100 f22. Giving me 1 second shutter speed. There's my image. You know what? Sometimes when things don't go right, it's really easy just to pack up and say to hell with it and go for coffee. But we're here. We've come a long way. We're going to make the best of what we've got to work with. We have no choice. I'm going to one stop over, which is 1 1/6 of a second. There's that image. I'm going to one stop under. And there's my image. Okay, 3 images. Lots of detail to work with there. And again, just if you haven't heard me say this before, I always like, or quite often I do like to get shots a little under what the camera set is exposed and a little over. Gives me just that much more to work with. Okay, let's back up, let's carry on, let's see what else we can find today. Hopefully we don't lose anything else. Well, absolutely beautiful skies, beautiful mountains in the distance. We get closer and closer to the summit. We're getting into much more snow-covered, kind of deep, wet snow trail, but absolutely beautiful. And of course, even though my tripod's kind of somewhat out of order right now, I'm still taking handheld images as we go. In fact, I'm going to pop one of those up right now. Amazing. So right now, we have reached the summit of the Whernside Fell. Hey, awesome! I am so happy to have been to have made it here and to have got here. Over to my right, you can see the summit of the neighboring peak, which is a little bit smaller, a little bit lower than the one that we're on. That's fine. And then back around to the actual Ribblehead Viaduct below in the valley. You know what we're going to do? Without the tripod, oh, let me see if I can put you guys right there and see if you stay there. Without the tripod, I'm handheld. My Canon 5D Mark II, my 70 to 200mm Sigma. I have f11, ISO 200, a shutter speed of 1/200th of a second. There's my shots. There's more I could do with the tripod, but you know what? We came a long way to get a down-looking view on Ribblehead Viaduct. An amazing climb and hike up here, and it's a great place to be. As we move that way, we're gonna, I believe, let me see now, go farther to the east. Let me see, is that east? No, sorry, I beg your pardon. That's gonna be to the west. My east is over there. I believe, yes, my east is over there, that's my west. So, excuse me. As I go further east, away from the viaduct and back around, I should get some better views of the viaduct. So with that said, we're going to pack up. Just going to change the focal length to about 135mm, and then we're going to pack up. Oh. Sorry guys, wind is still quite strong up here, and you fell over. Put you back. Okay, 135mm. Grab that shot. A little bit longer, 100mm. Grab that shot. Go to 85mm. Grab that shot. 70mm all the way out. Grab that shot. And there we have it. Hey, again, without the tripod right now, it's pretty much the best we can do. Okay guys, let's pack up from here. Let's pack up from here, head that way, start the descent and see what else we can find. See if we can get some better compositions on the viaduct. Let's go. So right now, we're further to the west of where we were when we were at the summit. And I did grab a couple of handheld shots of the viaduct from this location. We'll see how those turn out. But you know what's really kind of interesting is the trail. Now the trail that I've just come down so far here, that's been going quite steep. And if I turn around, you can see the trail as it continues below me, and then there's some snow. And further down, there's some bags. Those bags contain rocks. Those bags are flown in by helicopter and put in locations. And then National Trust guys, workers, volunteers, they arrive here and they maintain these trails. This is how in Great Britain you've got trails going up to the top of some of the highest mountains that they have. This is all done. All these trails are maintained by the National Trust. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, great job, guys. If it wasn't for the guys of the National Trust, I wouldn't be able to get up here. So yeah, kudos to them. Just wanted to show you that. It's really interesting. So right here, we can actually see some of the work that the National Trust is actually doing, maintaining these trails. You can see some of the rocks they're using, the bags of the rocks that are lifted in by helicopter. Really quite amazing. It's great work that they do. Very, very interesting. Very steep section of the climb here. or in this case the descent. In fact, all the way down at the bottom, there's actually a gentleman working. He's one of the volunteers for the National Trust, taking out rocks. Amazing. Hi guys. You guys just chilling out, eating some grass? Hello. Well, hi there. Oh, you must be the brave one. Well, just a reminder, that's where we were, up there today. Absolutely beautiful. Look what's behind us. What a beautiful, beautiful English farm. My goodness. Amazing. Last year, pretty much the same time, in fact, exactly the same time, I was in this exact same spot 1 year ago today. I was shooting, or wanting to shoot, the river, rapids, old abandoned kind of a farm building, dry stone walls, sheep in the meadows, absolutely beautiful. But if you actually watch that video, I hiked all the way to this location from my car, or the rental car, and I neglected to bring my filters. Today I have my filters. I've got everything I could possibly need. And yet, as we know, on this hike, I lost the ball head of my tripod. It somehow worked loose, came off. We are mounted on the tripod directly to the bottom of the camera from the screw that would go into the ball head. I have no adjustments other than twisting left and right and extending or decreasing or extending the length of the legs. That's it. Nothing else I can do. I cannot do anything else. F22 ISO 100. We have a focal length of 35mm, 2-second timer. Done. That's my shot. That's my histogram. Hey. You know what? It's been an absolutely amazing day. It's been challenging. It was hard up on the fell. The snow was deep, really deep. I mean, it was up to my hips. Muddy on the way down, on the far side, on the steep section. Crazy, absolutely amazing. Nowhere else I would rather be today. I just wish I had the ball head of my tripod with me, but I don't. Anyhow, you know what? I'm tired. It's been a big hike today. High, about 16 kilometers total. Still got about 1.5, 2 kilometers to get back to the car, which I'm going to do. We're gonna call it a wrap. You know what? Hey, yes, it's gonna be really good to get that cup of coffee today. Let's kick back. Let's look at a couple of images from today. Thank you for watching my channel. Please subscribe, comment, and do all the other things you're supposed to do. Like, for instance. Give me a like. See you next time. Bye.